Hi, this is Chris, known as Entheos. I am just going to give a very brief video brain dump about yesterday's Akadawa Light Language Intensive, which was given by Sadhaka of NAEONA Awakening. It was very well done. The technology we used was more than adequate. We used Fuse box or something. Technically, what really impressed me was everybody involved was able to get under the audio either by way of fixing their machine or calling in to the conference. Not a problem. So everything worked well enough within the first 20 to 30 minutes. So then as we began and we did the banishing and cleaning and we went on into this and that and that, we had breaks, but it just felt like a very long, wonderful continuum. I would have continued for many hours more, although it had already gone a little bit longer than everybody expected by the time all things were said and done. So I will give a brief kind of description of what went on, where, when, and I'll kind of just say how I felt after and how I feel today, because there's a lot of decompressing and debriefing and probably continued discussion with others involved in this to get a grip on just what's going on and how we can use this for the better of all. So I personally have never been exposed to so much light language. Growing up as a Baptist, I couldn't help but be told to stay away from the Pentecostals because they spoke in tongues and we believed as cessationists that it didn't happen anymore. So I always avoided it. Now, I'm not a cessationist. Cessationist if you're kind of outside the milieu of Christian theology and Christian systematic theology. That would be all the gifts of the Holy Spirit that are in the New Testament don't happen anymore, that they were just for the people then. So in other words, if you want to generically abstract it, there was a time when God manifested in obvious ways. There was a time when people said, whoa, whatever they thought, they knew something was going on. So cessationists would say it has ceased. All that to say, I've never been around so many beautiful syllables, so many beautiful morphemes ever. And I greatly enjoyed that just from the kind of escape from the fear of hearing people speaking in tongues. And please don't make a mistake, I'm not saying that Sadhaka was speaking in tongues and he might as well go to a Pentecostal church next week and become the pastor. Let's not cross wires on what was being spoken and who was speaking. That's outside of this, that's outside the purview of anything I want to say. I just want to say that it was really nice and that Sadhaka has a beautiful voice, absolutely beautiful. And because of that voice, things work really well. He clearly has a talent with his voice, and I would like to think that one day I could approach that with regard to this whole, there's something else out there. It's X-Files. And how did my camera do that? I don't know. Whoa. Okay, well that's what you, never mind. Thank you, Logitech. There you go. Can I do this? Okay, that's really weird. Okay, so the Akadawa transmission was very good. Let's start from the beginning. The banishing cleansing was very good. I believe that Fudo was invoked to work through that, and definitely after that it was clear that we were all in a good space. It's kind of strange how, just think about 100 years ago, if you had someone like a group like us who wanted to get together and do something like this, you had to do it together. And then in, let's say, the 60s and 70s and 80s, if you wanted to do something like this, you had to have a place to do it. If you really wanted to do something full-time, you had to rent a place and own your own, like, shop. Practice. Oh, now I have a place to do it. I'm going to get people in and I'll sell some books on the side and da-da-da-da-da-da. or you work through one of those. The internet is the new, well, it is the new. I was surprised. It worked really well. I was a bit rationally on the fence the night before. I hadn't felt energy in so long. I'd been like locked in 3D space out of fear because of some frankly nightmarish experiences years ago. That was not present. The chakra workup was really, really, really good. We started at 0, which is below the root, and we ended at 8, which is above the crown, which that was the first time that I'd done that. I think, of course, we could just go on forever because it's an octave, so that's the base of the next octave. Whatever. I'm thinking out loud. That was cool. Very powerful. I know we were being blasted the whole time, and it was obvious, even to me, who I don't usually feel a whole lot like I used to. When we got to the solar plexus, I know I was like, whoa. I sent a message privately, and I said, I think I just dealt with and forgave some douche from 7th grade, which was a long time ago for me. I'll just tell you, this guy was, I went to a primarily Mexican, American, Hispanic school. You know, it wasn't Bolivians, it wasn't Spaniards, so I'm not trying to be rude, but the school was a Mexican school. I was like the one white kid and maybe 2 in every class, so never really, it's hard for me to be racist because of how I grew up, right, and I'm thankful for that. But there were some very angry men in there, little angry little boys, and if you'll recall from the 80s junior high, if you were there, Jim sucked. Jim really sucked. I don't know what they were trying to do, like to force everybody to take a shower every day in case they hadn't. But frequently we're told, shower or pop. Pop. And I'm like, well, that sucks. So you got a bunch of kids in there ranging in age from maybe 11 to 14 and a half. Young 6th graders and really old repeat 8th graders. So you have a lot of different emotional and physical differences between these people. So this guy was on the high end, and he was really proud that his penis was bigger than everybody else's, and so he made sure we all knew it. I hated that. I think everybody did. He also was constantly racist on me. Hey, white boy. He said that every day. Hey, white boy. I'm like, what's up? But I didn't say that. Now I would have been like, what's up? And then I was like, So I don't care. You know, I feel really bad. I feel like he was as good as anyone else, if you will, and he had a lot of potential, and I hope he didn't totally waste it, because up to 7th and 8th grade he was really wasting it. So that was really cool, and that was just from the chakra workup. Got through that, and things just kept moving, and things kept moving, and things kept moving. I think I'm going to actually ask for an outline of everything that was done yesterday so that I can look back and recall as I work through it. Just another short thing to end here. After the session, I was very up energetically. And for whatever you may think with regard to mental state during the event, and you want to say, oh man, you were just high. Well, okay. Let's say I was. And let's say that it ended by 4:30 or 5 p.m. my time. And then let's say by 9 or 9:30 p.m. I was still inexplicably just blasted high. My brain was expanding. I felt the pressure as usual. I was very relaxed, but I was very ready to go, and it was kind of weird. And I had to go get my kids 2 hours away and then bring them back. So on the way back, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so tired now, but I still feel like I'm in an altered state of consciousness. And it wasn't a dangerous one. I mean, I'm driving. It was safe for me. I just kind of said, let's just go do this. I had a lot of fun driving back and forth. But then, as I said, I got extraordinarily tired, and I crashed. One of my kids did also. I got up really early this morning. Kids needed to shower before going to school because they were too tired last night. And I felt like someone had been kicking the shit out of me, and then that I woke up in a combination drug rehab center slash incense factory. My room smells really good. I felt terrible. I literally felt like I had been doing strenuous, like vigorous, strenuous exercise, and it had to have been yesterday, because I know I didn't do anything Saturday. I was just hanging around here, and yesterday I was here doing this, right? So it was intense. It was physically more intense than you can imagine. I didn't feel like I was sitting there like this the whole time at all. There was a very intense focus for hours, which I think would be tiring on the cerebral part of ourselves, but it was definitely tiring on the physical part. And a few hours later, though, I took the kids to school super early. It was still dark. I came home to work. I work here, and I went to sleep for an hour and a half. I was like, screw this. This is not going to work. And now, several hours later, I feel just fine. I feel amazing, actually, because I'm not a morning person, and clearly 5:45 was a little bit on the wrong side for me. Got back here by 7:30. Maybe I slept till 9:30, about 2 hours. It was pretty good. I feel really good. I never feel this good by midday. And I don't want to attribute that to anything specifically, but my initial kind of thought is, well, yesterday had an effect, and it's having an effect. Really, really powerful, special time. And even though we don't really know our community well yet, I am of the mind that there is something tribal between us, and that we will end up, at least some of us will end up communicating and working through some of these things together. And the cool thing with the internet is you can be alone at home and never alone, and you can still communicate, and you can still do, and you can still work together, right? So I'm really glad I was able to do the intensive, because it was intense, and I kind of need that psychologically. I kind of need that sometimes. But whoa, that's my monitor. Let's put my hands off the desk. But now looking in it, because of my lack of experience with what one might call light language activations, some things I have some interesting thoughts on, I kind of want to start back at ground zero and look through the lens of an initiate, looking forward to see what was I blasted to yesterday, and then how can I go back through. And now that I know I have this, and this done, I don't mean to make it like levels up and down. Let's say I have this, and this done, then I don't have to fight to try to find those things out. I don't have to fight to try to get there or get activated. Yet I want to know everything about it as I go through it. So there are just so many possibilities. I'm sorry, I'm a rambler. I'm rambling on. Rambling on. Sing my song. Hold on. Just activate it by intent. That's all you have to do. I'm speaking from experience now. Not much, but it's a good thing. It's a powerful thing. It is. It's for me right now. It's like an amplifier of where my attention is. One of the exercises might be, put your attention right here. Put your attention on your index finger, and you can feel the energy well up there. I think that intent and focus is the focus of energy, right? Well, this amplifies it. I can't put it any other way. I can't think. I'm sorry, big dead air. I'm not going to be on the radio anytime soon. 15 minutes sounds good to me. Love you guys. God bless, and namaste.